Let's talk about something you use every single second of every single day, but almost never actually see. Nope, it's not the phone in your hand or the laptop on your desk. It's the invisible layer of technology that's quietly shaping your entire world.
So let me ask you a question, and I want you to really think about it. What was the last truly important piece of technology you used today without even realizing you were using it? I'll give you a hint. It wasn't an app you tapped on. It was something else entirely.
From the moment you woke up this morning, these silent systems were already at work. An algorithm decided which notification was important enough to show you first. Another one calculated the absolute fastest route for your commute, dodging traffic you didn't even know was there. And yeah, something knew the exact piece of content that would make you stop scrolling. And the craziest part? It all works so seamlessly, you probably didn't even notice it happening.
See, we all kind of grew up with this idea that powerful tech had to be flashy, Bigger screens, cool sounds, new buttons. But that whole paradigm is flipped. Today, the most powerful, most influential technology is the kind that's designed to completely disappear. This massive shift means that innovation itself has gone silent. For decades, progress was a spectacle, something you could see and touch. But now? Well, now the biggest leaps forward are happening completely behind the scenes.
Just think about it. Old innovation was all about bigger screens, more buttons, distinct sounds, things that were designed to grab your attention. Today's innovation? It's all about silence. It's about invisible, automatic adjustments happening in the background. It's technology that, well, it just works. The fact that your app feed knows exactly what you want to see, that's not a coincidence. That's invisible engineering.
And that gets to this really incredible point. The very best systems today don't fight for your attention. They don't interrupt your life. They fine-tune it. They hide behind the experience itself, making everything feel just a little bit smoother, a little bit faster, a little bit more you.
Okay, so what are these systems that seem to know you so well? Let's pull back the curtain and see how they're actually shaping your choices every day.
First up, recommendation engines. You probably feel like you're choosing the next song to listen to or the next video to watch. But let's be real, most of the time, you're just accepting a really, really good suggestion. These systems don't need to know your name. They just need to know your patterns, your rhythms, your schedule, even your moods. And what's wild is that they work best when you completely forget they even exist.
And this leads us down a pretty subtle path toward automation. It all starts so innocently. First, you notice a helpful little feature, right? Like autocorrect, saving you from a typo. Then it becomes a routine, just a normal part of your day. And then, before you even realize it, it becomes a dependency. Each of these little micro assists shaves off a tiny piece of your mental load, which feels great, until you realize you can't quite remember how to spell that word or navigate that route on your own.
This all points to the ultimate goal, which is kind of mind-blowing. For a lot of these companies, the end game isn't a better, brighter screen. It's no screen at all. We're talking about voice commands, sensors, context-aware tech. It's all designed so the system adapts to you, so you never have to think about an interface. You just live, and the technology just adjusts.
I love this analogy. The future of tech is basically being designed to work like perfect theater lighting. When it's done right, it's totally invisible. It just enhances the whole experience. But the second something goes wrong, it's the only thing you notice, and everybody starts complaining.
Now, here's a really important distinction. Most of this technology doesn't force you to do anything. That would be too obvious. Instead, it conducts you. It gently guides you. It presents the path of least resistance, the most appealing choice at the exact moment you're most likely to take it. It's a much, much more effective form of influence.
And that brings us to the most sophisticated trick in the book, the illusion of control. It makes you feel like you're completely in charge, calling all the shots. But the environment you're operating in has been carefully, meticulously designed. It's like playing a video game with invisible walls that gently guide you down a specific path. You are absolutely making a choice, but you're choosing from a pre-selected menu of options. And when this works perfectly, we have a word for it. We call it comfort.
This feeling of comfort, this illusion of control, it's so powerful. Which leads us to a really fundamental question. Why on earth do we accept all of this? What's the psychology that makes us adopt it so willingly?
Seriously, think about it. We let these invisible systems guide our days, influence our choices, and direct our attention. Why is it so easy to just go along with it?
Well, the answer is actually really simple. Brain efficiency. Our brains are, for lack of a better word, lazy. They are hardwired to take the path of least resistance, to save energy whenever possible. So when any technology comes along that saves us time, effort, or mental bandwidth, we tend to just accept it, no questions asked. Technology didn't have to trick us. It just had to understand this one basic thing about us.
And that leads to this very pragmatic trade-off we make every single day. When a piece of tech solves a real annoying problem for us, like finding a parking spot or avoiding traffic or finding a song we instantly love, the deeper ethical questions about how it all works, well, they can wait. Convenience is an incredibly powerful motivator.
So where does this all leave us? The future isn't going to announce itself with a loud bang. It's going to whisper. So let's talk about how we can navigate this world of imperceptible tech.
The key takeaway here is not that invisible technology is inherently bad. Noticing it isn't the problem. The real danger is in never questioning it, because when you don't know how a system works, you also don't know how it might be failing you. This invisible technology requires our visible consciousness, not so we can reject it, but so we can find a healthy balance with it.
And this awareness is going to be so crucial, because the next big technological revolutions, they're not going to have a big press conference. There won't be a flashy product launch. They're just going to show up silently, integrated into the tools we already use, blended into the background of our lives, until one day, they're just normal.
We're all waiting for some big, loud, obvious sign of what's next. But the future isn't going to scream when it arrives. It's going to whisper.
In the end, the very technology that works best when we don't notice it is the technology we need to understand the most. Not to be afraid of it, but to make sure we're not just being carried along for the ride. The people who learn to listen for those whispers will be the ones who understand where we're all going. So, the only real question left is, are you listening?